Hello everyone, I'm Nafisa and I'm here on behalf of Pretty Stickie and I'm going to give you guys a quick tutorial. A few things in order to make the balloon garland. Right here I have on the table, of course you need balloons. These are just a couple of colors I use. Clear balloons, a blue balloon, and coral. This is like a peach, kind of why we didn't use it. I ordered coral balloons, they actually came back pink. So I used these ones that I had from another event to try to make it work. And like I said, we didn't end up using it. But you also need a pump. This is a pump, it blows up the balloon. This is not helium or anything, it's just air. You press on it, it blows air, and it inflates the balloons. I also have a hand pump because these peach coral balloons are only 5-inch balloons, so they don't get very big. And it's hard to try to get this little balloon over the nozzle of this pump. Also, you'll need some kind of string. Typically, you can use balloon string. If you use balloon string, you want to use the color of the primary balloon that you're going to use. It would probably be best for me to use blue, but I don't have that color blue, and I had white. It's the first one I can grab, so I'm going to use that for this tutorial. But anything clear, nylon, clear string, or fishing rod string, all that works. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you how to blow up a couple balloons. We're just gonna blow up a few. I really have a ton of balloons you can't see, but I have a ton of balloons over here already blown up. But I'm gonna show you how the pumps work, blow up a couple, and then we're going to tie them together and get started. So when doing a balloon garland, why I'm gonna start, I'm saying this, size does matter. You do not want the balloons too big. It makes it really difficult to work with unless you have, like, you know, big balloons, the 20-inch 36 really huge balloons that you're incorporating into your design. Then you want to keep the balloons pretty much the same. You don't want to blow them all the way up to capacity. And I'll show you about what size. Now this is too big. Like you see, it's this like the oval shape that we know balloons have. You don't want that shape. You want to kind of round it. So if you blow up the balloon and it gets a little too big and you want to round it out, you want to let air out of the balloon as you press it against. You want to just kind of press it against your stomach or your hip, your little side. Add pressure to it as you release air. Don't be afraid, it's not going to pop. Add a little pressure. So now you have a more rounded balloon, and you just continue until you get about the size that you want. So this size is about what you want. It's like, I mean, I don't really know how to say about the size, but it's like chest width. This size is kind of what you want to use for your balloon garland. Like say, unless you have a balloon that you're incorporating that is meant to be really big. These, by the way, are 12-inch balloons. You get them, you know, the regular balloons you get out of the store. You can get them from Walmart, Dollar Tree, anywhere pretty much. And they're 12-inch. And these were round it out. You can also do smaller. You can do, that's the biggest you want to go, but you can also do smaller to add some dimension. Every now and then I blow up a couple that are a little bit smaller than the previous ones. I'm gonna do my last one like this. And then we're gonna move on to the next one. Now, for these little balloons, these are going to be great for fillers. As you tie in your garland, you'll start to see spaces from the balloons. And having little balloons, filler balloons, kind of just help hide any openings and add to the texture dimension of the garland. Hold this balloon right here, because we're going to use it in just a second. Sometimes I count how many pumps I put in there to make sure all the balloons have the same, but for the garland, because it doesn't have to be perfect and the different shapes kind of add to the appeal of it, that they don't have to be the same size. So you can pump, and then if it gets too big, I just let the air out in the same way that I showed you to round it out. So now now, like I said, I think I have plenty of balloons to do this garland. So we're gonna move on to the next step. After you have all your balloons blown up, we have to tie them together. You wanna group them in sets of 2s. So you wanna be random with your selection of balloons, but at the same time, I don't know, I like a lot of things to match it. So I do always make sure that I have, now all these will be the same. Pink, this coral and coral, because they're the only balloons that I have this size. So all the coral and coral will go together. But as I start tying balloons, I'll pick blue ones and clear ones and tie them together. Every now and then I pick 2 clears and 2 blues, just because, I don't know, I feel like I need something to match every now and then. So that's what I do. These are the other balloons that I'm using, like previews. I blew these up ahead of time last time, and these are, it's a clear balloon with the coral balloons inside. And I know a few of you are going to be curious as to how I got little balloons inside this balloon. And it was a really tedious process, so that'll have to be a video for another time. But I didn't use, it's not a machine or anything. Well, they have machines, but I don't have one. So I'll show you how we did that. It takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, but you know, we got it. We did what he did. So now we're just gonna continue tying all our balloons until we have all our balloons in sets of 2. This part takes a while, so of course we're gonna do this, and then I'll be back. So we're back a lifetime later, and all the balloons are tied, blown up, and ready to go. So what we're gonna do is get your string. You'll need this. If I can get this, I'm gonna use this. Okay, I'm gonna get the string. Don't be skipping with the string. Don't be afraid to use it, because it's gonna take a lot. And also with the balloons too, because I never count out how many balloons. I don't know how many balloons this garland took or how many was used. I just blow up what I think is going to be enough and use them. Usually the time I use them all, unless like in this situation where I totally scratched the idea of using these color balloons, period. But I usually don't use them all, and then sometimes I even have to blow up different sizes. I might realize I need smaller ones or whatever along the way. So get your balloons. Don't be afraid to use them. You're going to need quite a bit. We're going to tie the string. We're going to start with the base, and you want to leave some extra string at the top. So let's do it here. We're going to take 2 balloons for the base. I like to pair 4, like a quad group. And you kind of lay them crisscross like a T on top of each other, and then just rotate them so that they interlock. And then make it to where they're flat. So now it's like 4 square. See that? 4 balloons together. So once you have that, then you can start stacking your other balloons. So we're going to use this as our base, and we're just going to lay a set of balloons in kind of where it fits. You're going to take your string, and you want to leave some extra. We're not starting at the tip of the string. We're starting kind of partially through the string so that we can have this extra hand. And you're just going to take it down, wrap it around one of the first layer of balloons, and bring it back up. If you can imagine, it's kind of like a figure 8. You're going like down and around and then back up. So one thing when I was watching tutorials learning how to do this, people didn't really explain, is that tension plays a major role in how your balloon garland comes out. The tighter it is compared to the looser it is, and what that looks like. So the tighter it is, the balloons are going to be really compact. They're going to sit by themselves. You know, if you can imagine balloon columns and how synced and organized they are, that's kind of what it does when you pull the string tight. The looser you have it, the more wiggle room, you know, it kind of flows like the garland. I like to do a mixture of both. At the base of mine, I tend to do my balloons more tight and put together, and as I continue to grow the garland, I loosen them up. So right now on these, you guys can't tell, but when I pull them through, I'm putting a little tension on the string. Also, now when I play the second row, you kind of want to lay them, what's the word I'm looking for? Alternating. You want to alternate them. So I laid the first one this way, the second one I'm gonna lay this way, and kind of so they continue to interlock. So I'm taking my string, I'm going around, going under, pulling it through, and then I'm pulling it kind of tight. See what we got here? All right, cute already. Let's see. This is what we got so far, and as you can see, we have this string down here at the end that we want to keep. We just want to leave that alone, but you need to have that string down at the bottom. So now I'm going to continue the process as I grow this balloon. I'm just grabbing balloons at random. There's no order or anything. However, if you notice that you got a lot of one color, you know, in a row, you know, you might want to, you know, add a different color. But other than that, grab them as they come. Sizes really don't matter. I got a lot of mine on the same size, so you'll see that, but I'll differentiate. And this is the bottom, so depending on how you do your garland, which mine is usually on the floor or something like that, people probably won't pay much attention to the bottom of it as they will like the halfway through. You have the top part, and then you have that halfway middle part. It seems to be where I get most of the attention at. So that's where I like to really add a lot of the dimensions and the different colors and things like that. Right now the balloons are getting looser, and you can see because the looser they get, the more you can see the string in between there. I don't know if you can see it, but like in between this clear balloon, you can see the white string behind it, whereas you can't really see it in this bunch of balloons. So you have to pay attention to that. It's really why you want to use like clear string or string that's the same color, so that it really won't matter. But the looser you get, the more string you'll see, but that's okay because we have the smaller balloons to kind of fill in the gaps and hide it all. So now we're just going to finish this process, and I'm going to keep layering these balloons until we get the garland. All right, guys. So this is it. This balloon garland is all put together, and now we're just going to go in and add some detail with our little coral balloons. So of course this balloon garland is bigger than me in this table, so we're going to do this the best way we can. I'm just going to show you how I do a couple, and then we're going to break, and all of a sudden it's going to be done. So you want to take, these are our little filler balloons, and find spaces to put in the balloon, and this is just going to add some detail and some texture, some dimension, and make it look really cute. Just want to rotate the balloons, and don't worry, balloons are resilient. They won't, I mean, well, they will pop, but you know, it takes a lot. So in here, see, this is the string. This string is clearly showing. What you want to do is take these balloons and just stick it through and under the string and bring it back through. See? Now we have that. Look at here. That's cute. So what we're going to do is going to go through this thing and just add little touches of coral in some of these spaces to fill it up and make the balloon garland look extra cute and pop. You can make anything look cute with balloon garland because these are not really the best colors, but this actually doesn't look that bad. And just move the balloons, manipulate them to where they work so that you can cover up the areas where you see string. And if you have issues and you see where you need to add another, like a bigger balloon or something like that, you can always do the same as a big balloon. If I have to add a big balloon, I typically just tie some string to the end of the balloon like you would if the balloon had helium in it. You're gonna let it flow. Just tie a bit of string up there and then come in and tie it to the existing string that's running through the garland. And that way you can pull it and secure it and put it in the way that you like it and that looks best. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some more of these little balloons out throughout our garland, so that we can have it nice and cute and, you know, semi-uniform. And then I'll be back to show you what that looks like. All right, guys, so our balloon garland is hanging up. It is put together. Generally, this is what it looks like. And that's all the steps it takes. So after it's up on the wall, I usually go through and tweak some balloons, turn them different ways just to make sure everything is covered up. You know, generally, you do not want to use like white string or something that's going to be noticeable like I did, so you'll see it in a couple of places. But like I said, clear string or something that actually blends in and matches the color of the balloons would be perfect. Other than that, this is it. So guys, want to try it out? If you do try it, post some pictures, let me know how it went, what you think. And to see garlands like this and tables and any other students, make sure you check out Pretty Stickie on Instagram and Facebook, or head over to prettystickie.com to order something like that decadent dozen. Make sure you join the Decadent Dozen Gourmet Apple subscription. We send you a gourmet apple every month, and on your birthday month you receive 2. You also get a +1 where you can invite somebody to try the membership for free for a month. So make sure you check it out. Our apples are delicious, and we have a flavor for every month of the year.